wasn't sure I was going to be here this month because I haven't been doing, maybe not doing a lot of knitting's probably a lie, because I'm always doing a lot of knitting or crocheting, but for some reason I can't seem to get anything done. Maybe it's all the projects I'm doing, or maybe it's because I keep ripping things out and starting new things. My gosh, how do you get rid of these bags at my age? I guess I'm lucky I just have bags. Anyway, okay, I got a few things to talk about. So, before we talk about knitting, though, I want to show you this postcard that I grew up in a little town called Burden, Kansas. I know this is backwards, but here's the postcard. It's just a general scene, supposedly of Burden, and I don't recall anything in Burden looking like that at any time that I was there, but here it is. But yeah, like that sidewalk and that street, I don't know. And a pond, no, that was not. But anyway, on Facebook, you know how they have those groups, you know you're from Burden, whatever. Anyway, it's just a place where people from the same town talk about memories or other stuff. Anyway, so he had been on eBay looking at postcards, and this was on there. So he posted it because it was from Burden. Well, on the back of the postcard was a note that he also posted a picture of it on the back of it as well. Notice the 1 cent stamp. How cool is that? Been a while since they've been 1 cent. So anyway, I read the postcard and it's addressed to Mrs. Ralph Franklin. I'm like, what? What? My mom was a Franklin. That was her maiden name. So Mrs. Ralph Franklin was my mom's dad, my grandpa's brother. And so Mrs. Ralph would be, her name was, oh gosh, I forget her name already. Anyway, I remember her visiting. I remember she came to visit my grandma a lot. For a while, we had lived in Oklahoma City, and when we moved back to Burden, we had a little house next door to my grandma. And so anyway, we were up close and personal with whoever came and went at grandma's house. But anyway, oh my gosh, I can't remember. I forget her name. Esther. Her name is Esther. Anyway, something else that leaves you when you're old. Anyway, so I won't say what was in the little tiny note here, but it's signed Beulah, and Beulah is spelled wrong. And I think that's my great Aunt Beulah. So it's my great Aunt Beulah writing to her uncle. Be her uncle. But they were living in Chicago. So anyway, and then I went and thanked. I got on that post and I thanked the guy who posted it. Thank you so much. That's my family. And so he goes, and he said, well, I found him on eBay. And he sent me the link to where he saw them. And so I went and I followed the link, looked at other postcards. There was another postcard to Mrs. Ralph Franklin. So these postcards had set up in somebody's attic or something and then ended up in an auction somewhere. So, but anyway, so I called my cousin and I said, look at these postcards. And anyway, I went and bought this one because it was the cheapest one. The other postcard was a homestead, it said an old homestead. And it was postmarked 1921. So I'm wondering if that was like near this time. But anyway, 1921, my Aunt Beulah, we called her Aunt Boo, my great Aunt Boo. She wasn't very old. I can't remember when she was born, but she remembers a trip across Kansas in a covered wagon when they settled in Glencoe, Oklahoma. Anyway, fascinating stuff. Anyway, I'm like, this is a family treasure. We're buying it. So I bought this one, and my cousin bought the other one. They need to be in the family. So anyway, got my postcard, and I'm so excited. And the guy who's selling him is also from Kansas, and I don't recall. I don't really know the name of that town. So anyway, super exciting stuff. I had to share that with you. I have a whole box full of pictures in this closet. I keep toting around with me, trying to figure out what I want to do with them. I want to put them in albums. I have my grandma's pictures, and then my mom's pictures, and then I rescued what I could. And anyway, so I love the pictures. Okay, and I need to go through them, and I don't know. It's great. It's great. What's next? I need a drink. Okay, I was getting ready to go to the yarn barn at last podcast, and oh my gosh, it was like heaven. First of all, I was disappointed. It's not in a barn. It's downtown, in the middle of downtown, Lawrence, Kansas. But it was a lovely store. The minute I walked in, I got drawn in to a display of cotton yarn, and it was Barocco yarns, and they had some samples galore, and I'm like, I want to make it all. But anyway, I mostly went in for this yarn. I didn't know what I was looking for, but I wanted a worsted weight. I've been wanting a black sweater for a long time. And I found this Cascade 220 Heather. It's a heathered yarn. And knitting with black yarn is going to be torture. But thankfully in this apartment, I have some big windows that let in a lot of light. So anyway, it's good, right? I haven't quite decided which sweater to make. I was thinking about the Weekender. I have the pattern, the Weekender Light, but I need to purchase the other one, the worsted Weekender. So it's either going to be that one, or I also thought about, is it Petite Knits? Could be wrong on that. She puts out a lot of patterns. Can't think of the name of it right now. Anyway, I didn't write it down either. So pretty much not knowing I was going to do a podcast, I didn't take a lot of notes. I do have some notes that have the things I'm working on and the names of the patterns and stuff. So, but anyway, yeah, undecided. I got to try to finish a couple of things before I start my sweater. And then in the meantime, I'm watching podcasts that I can't remember the people who I know. I won't waste your time trying to remember things. Yeah, I keep getting sidetracked. That's what I'm doing. I watch podcasts and I'm like, I gotta make it. I want to make it. So, but anyway, the other yarn I got at Yarn Barn is Bamboo Pop. As you can tell, and what I had 4, I don't know where the other one is, but I had 4 labels. So it took me 4 skeins to make this little number, which you can't see. It is the Boxy. Okay, let me get on my eyes here. It is called Stripes and Pearls by Mouton Rouge Designs. And I'm just calling it my pink boxy tee. And I love it. I loved doing it. I don't knit with cotton that much, so I don't know what I should have done differently, but a lot of the stitches look uneven, and I know I occasionally get loosey-goosey on my stitches, but can you see her? Anyway, yeah, I made this the front. The front's the same as the back, but I don't know if you can see some loose. So I don't know what to do about all that. Also, you can see where I made it and then I ripped out. I tried it on. I was blocked it and everything, and I tried it on, and I'm like, no. So I ripped it out, picked back the stitches up, and you can see a line here. And why is there a line? I use the same size stitches, or the same size needle. And anyway, I feel like I can see a line right there that where I ripped back to. So, and I had like a 4-inch, that's why I ripped it out. I had like a 4-inch rib down here, 3 or 4 inch. That's probably 3 inches. I had made a mistake in the ribbing. Like in the knit row, I saw a little purl every once in a while. There was like 2 or 3 of those. I'm like, why didn't I catch those before? Anyway, I haven't worked in the ends yet. So anyway, I worked it back and just knit, and then just did a small amount of ribbing at the bottom, like that matches the neckline and the sleeves. So, but now it's lovely. And after I tried it on, I'm like, okay, now I want a tee that has short rows in the front and the back. I mean, I want it higher on the sides, like here, except I want it to dip down, like a tunic in the front and the back. What do you think? I want to do that next one of these times. Because the next thing, okay, I've been watching Table 10. That's my newest, one of my newest podcasts. Sisters, they're funny. They laugh a lot. They play off each other, and they're just delightful to knit with. Because that's what I do. Watch podcasts and knit. Anyway, and I have always looked at the ranunculus. And podcasters have knit it before, and everybody makes such lovely ranunculuses. And so while I'm digging through some of my stash, I came across this. And I'm like, look how many, I have a lot of it. And I think I'm going to make a ranunculus out of this. It's Lang Merino 400 lace. Now the ranunculus can be knit on large needles with small, so it's really holy. But if you want it to have some consistency, some not so see-through, which I think I'm going to do, I'm going to hold 2 together. And hopefully that'll make it a little, and it has tons of positive ease, so the pattern does. So I think I'm going to try that. I'm going to do I don't know if I'll swatch or not. It's not a fitted garment, so I don't like fitted things. I have so many sweaters that are fitted, and I'm like, I look gross in them. So anyway, this is next on my list. It can be summer. You can make it short sleeve. You can make it sleeveless, 3/4, whatever. It's kind of like you paint your own picture on that one. So anyway, that's planned. That's a planned one. So now I have 2 planned sweaters, but I can't wait to wear this one. I might wear it tomorrow after I work in the ends, maybe. Okay, I'm trying something new. I'm trying to record on my iPad. I recorded on my phone before, and then it takes me an entire night to get it downloaded onto my iMovie. That's where I do my editing. So I thought, well, if I record on my iPad, then perhaps we'll see how it turns out. I may get a funny screen, or like where it's boxed, got black on both sides. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We're gonna try it this time though. So I want to do some tutorials. That's what I was going to do with my summer. I said I wasn't going to podcast. I want to do some tutorials. Just do some fun knit-alongs, or learn to knit-alongs and things like that. And I haven't. So maybe so it's my goal now not to do any more podcasts, probably September. So I can get some tutorials out there, maybe. Because in August, during my podcast week, I'll be gone. I'll be in Scotland and then Ireland. So we're doing a 10-day tour of Scotland. We'll spend maybe 4 or 5 days in Scotland, and then we'll take a ferry over to Ireland and do a tour of Ireland. And I'm so excited. I have a ticker on my phone that tells me how long I got, and it just rolled over the other day. It's no longer months, it's now days. 28 days and 18 hours, I'll be on my way. This is it's United. It's United Airlines ticker. So anyway, I've been preparing for that. I forgot to grab that. I started a sock. That's going to be my trip project. I also have another one I might take if I've got room. That it's just knitting. That's one of the things I ripped out, and now it's just, you just knit a row, purl a row on the entire 50 inches or whatever it is. But anyway, since I'm talking about it, I'll just show that right now. So this was a poncho. What else? It's been other things too. And I can't even tell you how many times I've ripped this yarn out to make something else. This was going to be a t-shirt, and then I'm like, I'm not going to have enough yarn. So I ripped it out and started a poncho, and then I'm not going to have enough. So I ripped it out because I needed 4 skeins and only have 3 skeins. Now I've gone back to the original pattern where I do a poncho. But I'm gonna go as far as it'll take me on 3 skeins. And I am using Juniper Moon Farms Zooey. And I've got 3 skeins of it, so that's how far. It's got quite a bit of yardage on it. It's got this has 284. So anyway, so from ripping out, it's all crinkly. Kind of crinkly anyway. It's a linen, what is it? Linen cotton? 60 cotton, 40 linen. So anyway, it's got a real loose twist to it. So anyway, so this is all the farther I've gotten. So I may just, if I'm trapped in an airplane or something, then I'll be forced to work on it. But again, I just ripped it out and started over not too long ago. Last time I showed, I call it a meshy. It's so meshy or something like that. Anyway, and it was kind of white. I thought it was going to be a cream color, but it kind of has a pink tint. It's white, but it has a pink tint. Some more stash yarn that I had called Sesia 5, and it is 100% cotton, so soft. It's a fingering weight, I think. The pattern calls for DK yarn, but for some reason it's still coming out humongous. I was going to do the large or the small size, and it just seems so stretched out of shape. So I made it even smaller. Yeah, so I've just got to the shoulder part. The neckline is here, So yeah, and I love the color. This is kind of the color I wanted anyway, kind of a beigey color, but this is kind of a dark taupe. It's not really showing up. It's showing up brighter than it is. It seems it's really darker. Yeah, it looks lighter. So I had 4 skeins of that. So I think I will have enough if I'm just finishing the top with the second one, and I just opened the second one. So I'll have enough for the back and the sleeves, surely. Okay. It's kind of like a surprise. Oops, I forgot to put the crochet hook in there. It's like, I watched a podcast. She had a pile. She cleaned out her studio. Apparently she has a studio where she keeps all her yarn and stuff. She had piles and piles of unfinished projects in project bags. So she was just opening them up. Surprise! Oh yeah, that. And deciding if she's going to rip it out or keep it or finish it. Another one I have is, might have showed this one last time. I bought this yarn at Hobby Lobby. Those other yarns from my stash. I'm not saying where I'm getting them, but I mean, they're my stash. From my yarn shop I used to have. Anyway, so I'm making a bandana cowl. Isn't that great? Just the colors are fantastic. It's kind of wrinkled up from being wadded up. So now I'm just knitting in the round forever and ever and ever. I don't know however much I want around my neck, I guess. So anyway, that's fun, but I don't work on it a lot because I've been working on other things too. So well, there's that in my little Japanese knot bag. Okay, I got one more thing. Nope, I got 2 more things. Sorry, I lied. Did I show this last time? I might have started this last time. I might have started out of something else, but then I ripped it out because it's in balls now. This is like a poncho. And I don't have a pattern for this, but a gal, I found it on YouTube, and she's just doing a tutorial, and I don't even know if she speaks English because there's no, I don't think she's talking. She didn't say anything. She's just showing you that she did a rib and then cast on so many stitches and then did a purl, not a rib, but seed stitch. And it's just going to be, I mean, you can sew it up on the sides if you want, but you just make a big triangle, make a space for your head, and you just throw it over your head, and you can sew up the sides if you want. But this is a chunky yarn, and I used, I had 2 different things. This is 128 Superwash, and thought I had the other label in there. That's a Superwash. Oh, I had another one. Where are you? Oh, here it is. Chunky Merino Superwash. And it's Plymouth yarn. Yeah, so 2 different, but it was the same weight. So what I did was, you can't really tell it. The rib is done is slightly darker. So the rib, I keep saying rib, the seed stitch is slightly darker. You can't really tell. No, I guess you can. And then when I get to the top, then there'll be some seed stitch around the neck, and then you knit back down, and then you end off with a seed stitch. So hopefully I'll have enough for all that. I don't know why I'm making all these ponchos and things to keep warm. I seldom seldom need it here in this apartment. Since we moved here, um, we live in a downstairs apartment, and I feel like the upstairs apartment keeps us warm. So, even though heat rises, right? I don't know, or because we're surrounded, except we have one wall that's exposed to the outside. And it faces south. So, I don't know. I don't know. I guess we're protected from the north winds. I don't know. Okay, one more. Why was it even? I was talking about keeping warm. If I went out that much, because I'm retired, those days when you sit around, and I know, I feel like I'm rubbing it in people's faces, but I'm not. Those people who still have to go to work that are my age and older, I feel so bad for them. Just by God's grace, I got to stay home. Our Social Security was enough that we get to stay home. Well, I stay home. My husband still drives a bus. He has no hobbies, so he must go to work. Sorry. Okay, I just started this sock yesterday. I am using the pattern. Oh my gosh, I don't have it on my phone. It's on my iPad. Is it just coffee or one of the coffee? It's a coffee collection. Gosh darn, I can't think of her name. She's on Instagram. Anyway, I'll put the links in here so you'll know who or where to go. She's from Colorado. I can tell you that. I just can't think of her name. Deb something. Anyway, yeah. So this yarn, I've knit this sock before, but look at the way. I mean, just the yarn. I mean, it just stands out. That little pattern there, that simple little pattern stands out. Just finished the heel, little shorty sock. I bought this yarn, I can't tell you how many years ago, and hadn't made the sock yet. So I thought, oh, I gotta use that up. I gotta use that stuff. It's so beautiful. Somebody was having a sale. Fiber Arts. Chelsea and Sue, mother-daughter team. They dye this stuff. Anyway, they were having a sale, mini sock sale or whatever you call that. And so I bought these sock set. Anyway, it's beautiful yarn. Legacy Fiber Arts, that's the name of it. Anyway, lovely colors. Lovely. And yeah, that pattern. I love that pattern. Okay, so that is all the works in progress that I have in my little basket. I do have some other things over here, but I have not been working on them, so I'm not even going to show them. Sorry. I went out to get the mail, and it has cooled down so much. I should go take a walk while I still have some daylight. It is beautiful outside. It's been so... This morning, I love to sit on my little patio in the morning and drink coffee. Lately, it's just so humid. I can't handle it. It's just like, it's like walking into a dryer. I'm not going to do it. But I went across the street to get the mail, and it was so cool. The breeze felt so good. It was so nice. So I might, just because I haven't been able to, I might just go make a cup of coffee and sit out on my patio. Maybe. We'll see. Now I'm thinking I should go take a walk before it got dark. I have a pair of shoes I need to break in before I actually take them to Scotland and Ireland. A lot of walking is going to be taking place. I want to make sure my shoes are broken in. Okay, let me look at this and make sure I've talked about Yarn Barn and my postcard, my finished Boxy tee, and the things I'm working on. Yeah. So, first of all, I would like to thank my sister and my niece, Holly and Melanie, for always commenting on my videos. So anyway, I just wanted to give a shout out to them for doing that for me. I guess that's it for now. So if there's a tutorial or something that you think would be a good idea to record, let me know. We could learn to knit a dishcloth, crochet a dishcloth, knit a sweater. I mean, that's big. That's a lot. But yeah, just let me know if there's something in particular that you would like to see. Otherwise, it's going to be a learn to knit probably first. Maybe we'll do a scarf or a hat. Maybe a bandana. Yeah, so think about that. Leave it in the comments and let me know you're out there. Thumbs up, anyway. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Or comment, please comment. I guess that's it. Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got. So, yeah, enjoy the rest of your summer. I'll see you in September. And I love you. Bye.